Good evening and Shana Tova. I'm honored to have the opportunity to address you tonight as president of Beth Zion. Becoming president is both humbling and a huge honor for me, as this storied shul has been my home for so many years. I want to thank Shlomo Ben-Arosh for his support, encouragement, and tutelage over the past 5 years. I would also like to thank my wife Nancy, who allowed me to take my time away from my family and supported my connection and devotion to Beth Zion. Looking back at the year that has just passed, many challenges were faced in the life of our synagogue. Regardless, we continued with our 2 major fundraisers. The purpose was to get a jump on life after COVID restrictions. Earlier in the summer, our annual Scotch tasting recorded close to 120 people in attendance. Our renowned cantorial concert, titled The Gift of Music, was proudly sponsored by the Rosteicher families in loving memory of Rabbi Sidney Shoham, Zichronah Livracha. We remembered our dear past president, Joe Presser, Zichronah Livracha, and recorded over 400 people in attendance, plus over 100 people on Zoom. For all of those who were here this past Sunday, you know what a truly inspiring and special evening it was. As you can imagine, the attendance for both of these events were considerably down from previous years. We celebrated Purim with a huge carnival that brought in many families and immense exposure to our synagogue. Other programs included a strong Zoom presence with both Yehuda Kopp's Parsha class as well as the many Zoom activities planned by the Sisterhood of Beth Zion. Just recently, we mourned the loss of Sylvia Yaron, Zichronah Livracha, whose dedicated involvement in many Beth Zion activities will be missed dearly. We have achieved many of our programming goals this year, but we are looking to improve on much more. We need to enhance our youth programming and entice our young children, who are the future of Beth Zion, to participate in. We need to expand on our holiday programming and implement new ideas and on how to increase the shul's exposure. With that in mind, we have been discussing options and the importance of bringing in someone as a youth programming director to bring back our once thriving youth minyan as well. Our hall has been renovated just prior to COVID outbreak, and we are regained control of our kitchen. The need to once again host weddings, bar mitzvahs, and other events in our shul is imminent. Rabbi Shoham, Zichronah Livracha, built a blossoming and vibrant Jewish community here at Beth Zion, a place to pray, to learn, to come together, to celebrate, to commemorate, a place to meet, and a place to call home. As a person who has been coming to this shul for almost 50 years, I have seen the many changes in our shul. We have all seen the improvements and the milestones as well as the setbacks. As I look around the sanctuary tonight, I'm imagining a thriving synagogue that was full every week. My dream is to see that again and to have that experience in these same walls for my children. It is my hope that we all share the same dream, and obviously we need each other for that dream to become a reality. It has never been more important for us to do what we can for our shul. The Beth Zion family is growing with the addition of our Sephardic minyan, but we need to work harder and help out more during these times. Come for Shabbat, come for a class, encourage your children and grandchildren to get involved. Remind yourselves what our shul is all about. I'd like to share with you an inspiring Dvar Torah I heard this week. On Yom Kipur we say, Sifrei Chaim umetim lefanecha hayom niftachim. This literally translates as the books of life and death are open in front of you today. The Baal Shem Tov had an interesting analysis of this passage. He interpreted this to mean that on this day, both the living and the dead are being judged by God. It is easy to understand how God can judge the living. We are judged according to our actions. The good deeds we perform, the charity we give, the causes we champion, and the people we help. But this leaves us wondering, how can God judge the dead? They no longer perform actions in this world. The answer of the Baal Shem Tov is inspiring. They are judged based on what they left behind. They are judged based on their legacy. and the actions of their children and grandchildren. We have a responsibility to teach our children the importance of chesed, of gmilut chasadim, of tzedakah. By encouraging your children and grandchildren to come to shul, to get involved, to learn about the importance of living a Jewish life, we are securing our place in Olam Haba. This year is followed by 2 years with no Kol Nidre appeal, little to no seat sales, very few events, yet our shul must and is replacing part of our roof for over $135,000. We are redoing the steps outside for another $50,000. Our main bathrooms are overdue for a major overhaul with respect to plumbing and hardware. We need to hire more staff and we need more volunteers. I encourage everyone to think about the impact you can make on our future generation, and please give generously in considering this year and the past 2 years when Beth Zion was still here for you. Shana Tova and Gmar Chatima Tova.